Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Chris's Collectible Corner, and for those of you who are new, thank you for coming through to tune in for this review. And today we're taking a look at the S.H.Figuarts Zarbon True Power, which was a P Bandai exclusive. But before we get into the figure itself, if you wouldn't mind, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification to be notified when new reviews are uploaded to the channel. It really helps and I appreciate the support. Alright, well, taking a look at the packaging, it's a pretty standard S.H.Figuarts packaging, but obviously deluxe because today we got a big boy with Zarbon True Power when it goes into his beast form. So starting off, as you can see, we have a nice big window showcasing the figure, as well as some of the facial expressions that it comes with. Some nice colorful figure photography right along the front, which bleeds over to the side panel, where we can see some more figure photography of the figure and some of his expressions. And then along the back, obviously, we have more of that, showing some of the poses and just some warning signs and labels that I don't think any of us care about. So that aside, let's get this guy out of the box and take a closer look at the details. Alright, so here we have Zarbon standing straight up and down in the light box, no crazy poses. He stands at exactly 6.5 inches from the soles of his feet to the top of his head. And I will say, when I first saw this in the packaging, I thought it was a little underwhelming, and I still have my reservations about that. But let's start with the positive first. First of all, I definitely think they got the mass and the oversized look of him down pat as far as the upper body is concerned. They definitely captured his likeness, but I think once you go below the waist and you look at his legs, that's where this figure starts to fall apart for me. I mean, I feel like he should at least be 7 inches, a half inch taller, and add that to the legs, because his legs look too stubby. And we'll see better when I compare him to the original Zarbon, how he stacks up, but I feel like the figure just should have been a little bit bigger. That aside though, they definitely did get his proportions right when he buffs up and turns into this beast. The unfortunate thing though about this figure again, and I don't know why they're even calling it Premium Bandai exclusive if that's the case, there's no paint on this guy, like at all. It's all just plastic. No subtle shading anywhere as far as like the sleeves on his arm or his thighs, like the upper part you can see the skin, or his shoulders, face, armor, nothing. There's no shading at all. And I think that's really unfortunate because this is supposed to be a P Bandai exclusive. This guy was $85 before taxes and shipping. So if you want to round up, maybe $95 to $100 for just this guy. Now look, I will say I do appreciate that Tamashii is going out their way to give us these more obscure characters or versions of characters that didn't get much screen time in the series. True Power Zarbon being one of them. He was only around for like 2 or 3 episodes max, so I am happy that we have the figure, don't get me wrong. But I feel like if you're going to take the time to make a figure like this, then go all the way. Put the shading, put the extra details, get the proportions right. Now, I don't know what character sheet they went off of, but as you guys know, the character scaling in Dragon Ball isn't always consistent, so maybe they just went with the wrong frame of animation, but I definitely feel like this guy should have been a little bit taller. But that out the way, let's take a look at the accessories that this guy comes with. Alright, so looking at the face plates that he comes with 3 unique faces, and I will say, these look great. See, Tamashii can definitely do faceplates right when they actually put in the effort, and this is a prime example. They've really captured his likeness and the expressions that he made in the anime. Now, I can't speak for others, but as far as for me, the paint is very nice, tidy, no missing paint or bleeding into areas. The eye decals are placed perfectly, and I just really like the detail and the expressions that they got. It seems like with these more obscure characters, like even Kui, they really go all out with these expressions. I really wish they would do more of this with the Saiyan characters, because they're definitely like the main guys and they emote in a lot of different ways, but we usually have to rely on a third party for that. I just wish Tamashii would do that going forward with the Saiyan characters, but we usually get the same standard faces. But that aside, these faceplates look really good. They really captured his likeness in the anime. He has his little tiara on the top as far as the earrings as well, and I really just like the detail on the facial expressions. Now let's see what else he comes with. Alright, He also comes with 2 ponytails, one that I think that's made to just lay on the back of the armor, another one is supposed to represent when he's in action and flailing around, and then also his cape. So we're going to put that on really quickly, so here's how he looks with the cape on, and I definitely think it really helps fill out the figure and give him a bit more of a presence. So yeah, it definitely looks good. I would say that I wish the cape was a cloth cape. I guess I'll let it pass just because he had such little screen time. I don't think it really matters. And I'm not really going to be doing some crazy poses with this guy. Really just one him in his standard form and then one of him getting fucked up by Vegeta, because that's the only thing I remember of this guy. That's it. Now looking at the other accessories, he comes with 3 sets of hands. So these are really nicely painted and sculpted as well. They have the sleeve going over the top of the hands, going all the way up to his knuckles, which is nice. So he comes with a pair of gripping, or I guess grabbing hands. I'm gonna use this for when Vegeta like knocked the shit out of him and he was just kind of like puzzled that Vegeta could still be stronger than him even in his beast form. Then he comes with a pair of flat-handed Ki Blast hands. I know, they're very reminiscent of Vegeta's Big Bang Attack hands. So those are really nice. So you could definitely use that if you want to pair it with a blast effect or something. And then you also put that with the right expression. It really brings the character to life. And then as for the last set of hands that he comes with, they're just basically another pair of Ki Blast hands, like open, sprawled out hands. I know you can have this if you want to have him just showing off his body or whatever when he bulks up. Once again, you swap that out with a different face. And like I said, these expressions really bring this figure to life. I just wish they would have done some shading, because this would have really made this figure pop and made him a little bit taller. But now let's get into the articulation. Alright, well now let's take a look at this guy's articulation and see how he moves. We're going to start with the head first. Alright, you can look down about that far. He can actually look up better than I thought he would be able to. I mean, he can't too much because of the ponytail, but that's pretty decent. Alright. Not too much side to side because of the shape of the head. And because the ponytail is on a ball joint, you can move it up if you want. Up and down. You know, you can get him looking to the side. So head articulation is pretty good. Flip this back down. Alright. Now, does he have side-to-side swivel on the torso? Not really. Can't really lean back, but can he crunch? You guys know how I feel about that. Oh yeah, he can crunch pretty good. Nice. Alright. And I like that there's no gappage back here either when you do that crunch. So that's a plus. They learned. Alright. And then as for the shoulder pads, it's kind of like Zarbon, not Zarbon, Vegeta 24,000 and Brawly. So there's these hinges on the back. Whoa, okay, well, the whole thing came off. Spoiler alert, you would take this off like that. So this way, you could plug in his cape. There you go. And then with the tabs right back here, you could just plug it back in, and there you go. I mean, you know what? Since that decided to reveal itself, let's see. Let's see. Can the cape articulate? Yeah, can articulate a little bit with that. Not much, because then this will pop off. But yeah. All right, not bad. Cool. All right, but let's take this whole contraption off and pop this out so we can focus on the rest of his articulation without this hindrance. So pop that back in. Alright, now when it comes to shoulders, as you see, they kind of swivel back. There you go, and out the way. Alright, be careful doing it too much because that pops off real easily. But alright, looking at the shoulders. Alright, he's got the big brawly shoulders. He can go up. Alright, forget it. Way past 90 degrees. There we go. just finagle that. Alright, got butterfly joint, comes out. Can't really do much, but you know, it's there. Bicep swivel, elbow bend, and then on the wrists, you know, he has some pivot movement, of course, moving that around, which I like. I'm glad that they added that and that the cuffs didn't kind of hinder his hand movements. Same thing here. Whoa, okay, I gotta be careful with this guy. Tamashi, what's going on? Alright. Elbow bend, bicep rotation. So that's good. Do we have waist rotation? Not really. Feeling some resistance. I'm not gonna push it because I'm already breaking this guy, so let's leave that there. Now let's go with the legs. He can kick about that high because his legs are so thick. Splits, he can only go about that far. Yeah. I do like that they put the thigh rotation right there with the legging, so that was smart. Was he wearing compressed socks for better articulation? Alright. There you go. The knee bend. I really don't like this thing, how it pops out though. That's kind of ugly. They could have done that way better, but again here. Yeah, it's not the best looking knee joint, but it serves its purpose. And then as far as foot articulation, go down, go up a good amount. Got the toe hinge. Can I go side to side? Kind of. Same here. I'll just say be careful. Maybe it's just my copy, but it feels kind of cumbersome moving him around, at least with the upper body. And let me just put this back on. I just want to see what it's like moving his arms if we just leave these pads down. Is it going to pop off every time? Okay, no. So he can get up like that when you have the armor on. So it's not bad. Okay, that's annoying. That pops off way too easily. Well, Premium Bandai exclusive, y'all. Premium Bandai exclusive. Alright, let me just get him settled. But there you go. That's Zarbon's true form articulation. Alright, now for some comparisons. Here he is with his base form Zarbon. And yeah, I was 100% right. His legs are way too small. I mean, how is it the smaller version of him has longer legs? I mean, it's literally, I think I called it like a ½ inch off. The leg should be a ½ inch taller, if not a whole inch, to add to the size and mass of this figure. And that's really disappointing. I mean, Tamashi has this figure as reference to the original Zarbon to go off of. So why would you make the legs shorter and smaller from the other one? I mean, literally in the show he gets bigger, like in all capacities, like height, mass, buffness, everything. So I don't know why the legs would be smaller, so that's really disappointing. But as you can see, I mean, they got the colors pretty much right. I'm going to try and focus on the positives here. But yeah, those legs are a real big eyesore, and I knew it the second I got it out the box. And of course, you can't have Zarbon without his homeboy, Dodoria. So there they are right next to each other. They remind me of Rocksteady and Bebop from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Or better yet, Fat Joe and Big Pun. And I will mention that they did make improvements on this true form Zarbon over the Dodoria, because the proportions are so much similar. Obviously, Dodoria has a bigger waist, but they definitely fixed the ab crunch, and Zarbon feels more hefty. He doesn't feel as hollow as Dodoria did. And of course, you gotta have Zarbon with his Emperor, his Lord, Frieza, the guy who's running and calling all the shots on Namek. And then here he is with level 24,000 Vegeta, the man who put an end to his life and ended his whole career. And I think these scale pretty decently, but again, Zarbon should be bigger, bro. just by an inch. That's all, an inch. Pause. And then here we have him with the star of the show, Goku. I don't think these two ever shared the screen together, but you know what? Goku's the main guy, so I just wanted to see how he looks next to him, and well, there we go. Alright guys, so that's my review on the S.H.Figuarts Zarbon True Power. And honestly, I tried to focus on the good here, and there is good here, don't get me wrong, but the bad outweighs the good when it comes to this. I mean, I feel like the upper half of this figure is really good, as far as like proportion and show accuracy. The face plates are really good, but then again, the frustrating part is those shoulder pieces keep falling off if you move them too much. The cape is just a hard plastic and kind of adds to that, because if you try to move the cape, it's going to pop off those shoulder joints. Then going to the lower half, as you guys already know, the legs are way too short. It needs to be at least an inch taller. And then on top of that, there's no paint on this figure at all. And this is a premium, hence the word premium, Bandai exclusive, also hence that word exclusive. You have two exclusive titles for this figure, and he's not exclusive at all. I mean, look, I'm glad that they're making these more obscure characters, but once again, I feel like if you're going to take the time to mold these figures, make these characters, then go the extra step and do it the right way all around. And for me, I just feel like they have stepped. It's a missed opportunity. They did right in other areas and wrong in others, and it's just very frustrating because there's a lot of potential for this figure to be what it could be. But that aside, you guys know that I used the Dragon Radar and the Dragon Balls from a scale from 1 to 7 to rate these figures, so I'm gonna give this guy a 4. 4 I think is decent. It's right in the middle. I don't want to give it too low because it is a unique figure and it definitely helps fill out the collection when it comes to the Namek Saga, but I also don't want to score too high just because of proportions being off, no paint applications, the lack of effect accessories as well. I forgot to mention that as well, and especially for the price, $85, almost $100 after shipping and taxes. It's kind of unacceptable. But you guys let me know what you think. Did you pick up this figure? How do you feel about him? Are you thinking about picking up this figure on the aftermarket since you missed him just to fill out the collection just like me? I'm a completionist. Or are you gonna pass on this? You guys let me know in the comment section below. With that said, I hope you guys found this review informative. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification to be notified when new reviews are uploaded to the channel. Thank you for stopping by my corner of the internet, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.